Welcome back, friends. In this video I would just like to give you a little update on what's been happening, how I've been, and a question that was given to me in one of the comments was, how do you handle anxiety? And I think it's a great question, particularly for anybody who's had a diagnosis, a terminal diagnosis, a cancer diagnosis. It's a very useful topic. Anxiety, depression are often lumped together. Inherently, they go together, but they can be quite separate as well. But I think for this sort of position in life where I'm at, anxiety and depression, they pretty much link together. For me anyway. And I've been aware when there's times when it's been creeping in. And I've also been aware of how I've been coping with it. Sometimes not greatly, other times I've managed to get on top of it. It is an area in my professional life who I've been working with people for a long, long time, and it's interesting that I'm on this side of the coin. So I'm having to apply my theory to myself, which is nice. It gives me that opportunity. So one of the things I will state that helps and helps greatly is routine. And what I do is I get up early, almost every morning. It's not every morning, but almost every morning I'm up early. I have a motivation for that. I have 3 dogs and they need to get out, so getting the dogs out is really important. On the walk, I'm very fortunate that we live in a nice part of the country and we have some nice scenery and it's very quiet, generally very quiet, apart from deer and foxes and strange birds. You might be able to hear one of them at the moment. So I use that time when I'm walking for prayer and for meditation. So I have some very simple prayers that I say. I ask for guidance for the coming day, and I become very aware of my breathing, my breath, and I just slow things down and make that connection with nature. And with the dogs, obviously, I can see that they're happily running about, running over the hill, etc. So it's a very positive start to my day. And I think if creating that routine, if you don't have that routine, I think creating that routine is really important. Now, when I come back, I generally have, I take the compounds as part of my protocol, my ivermectin, my wormwood, and some other vitamins, vitamin D. So I take those. I generally have a black coffee, which is nice. And then later on, I have my flaxseed oil and garlic bulb. I'll go through all of this at some point, but just briefly to let you know, that changes from time to time depending on what I'm doing. So I'll do that. Some mornings what I'll do instantly at that point, depending on how I feel, if I have the energy to do it, I will go on my push bike and I'll go and do a few miles on the push bike. That exercise is really important for me, and I am so grateful that most of the time I'm able to exercise, and I will make the best of that. So exercise is one of the ways that really helps. Generally, I will read something that requires a little bit of effort every day. So I have therapy books, I have nutritional books, I have loads of different, there's more books here than I can shake a stick at. My partner collects books and I'm very grateful for that. So I generally will sit with a book and read for a while. I also journal. I journal for maybe half an hour, and there's no structure to that. It could be anything. It's generally just what's ever in my head, and I find that just letting that out for a little while helps. Other things I do is I kind of look about and see what other people need. And so I have two teenage girls. Well, one's 12, almost a teenager, and my partner, or the cat, or the dogs. Generally, I have a look about and I consciously think about what do they need. You know, what can I do to enhance their day, even if it's just a little. So it's very much a mindful practice that I employ for most of the time. If I find myself being snappy, generally that can happen over. Normally, it's over very small things. A very small thing can happen, and I can react to it pretty quickly, and that is a sign for me that anxiety is at play. So if it happens, if I catch it right away, great. Sometimes it takes a little while to catch it, but if I do catch it, it's generally right. What's going on? What am I feeling? What's going on in my body? And normally, if it's anxiety, my blood pressure will be up, my heart rate will be up, my breathing will have changed. And normally when I dissect that and I take a few breaths and I slow it down, I can then see that out of the back of my mind I'm maybe worried about something, and it could be a scan coming up, the result of a blood test, it could be anything, you know, it could be anything at all, but generally I will get to it, and when I get to it, I just apply a different perspective or several other options that might be at play here. So it is very much staying on top of the mind game. When I'm in this situation, it's very much staying on top of that. And for the most part, I have to say, yeah, I have been very, very positive. Don't get me wrong, I've had days when I've had real down days. I've had days where it's been hard to get up in the morning. And on those days, one of the things I do employ is I will bring in micro movements. And what I mean by that is I can get up, I can walk through the kitchen and I can see dishes in the sink. I will pick one plate or cup, I'll wash it and put it in the rack. That is a micro movement. I will go to the bathroom and I'll brush my teeth. That is a micro movement. I will open a book and read one line. That is a micro movement. So if you get the idea that if I can't manage to do as much as I normally do, I will attempt to do a micro amount of that. And I find that helps as well. There is other times when it is a good idea to shut off. You know, I do come up to this little cabin sometimes and I just lie on the floor and I completely shut my eyes and just stay out of the world. I believe it's okay to do that. Obviously not an extended period of time, but it's okay to do that. So I can say that long-term depression has not been a feature since having this diagnosis. Anxiety certainly has been at play. Fear of the future is the key to anxiety. If I am fearful of the future, then my head, it's like our brain interprets a scenario whether it's real or imagined. So if I'm looking to the future and I'm worrying about some event coming up, then my body is already reacting to that because it believes it's happening right now. And so I'm very aware of that. And that is something that I try and keep on top of. The other area is back to prayer and meditation. The cold water has been a revelation for me. And I know it's not for everybody. It's painful on a physical level. But there's something about it for me, about immersing myself in cold water. I'm able to completely focus on the moment, and that is a very clear part of meditation for me, that I'm able to do that. It is a challenge, but I'm willing to give it a go. The other thing that I just meant to bring up was fasting. Fasting, I never realised just how hard that was going to be, to give up food for 24 hours, for 3 days, and then for 5 days. And I'm trying to get back into the routine of 18 hours, 24 hours, and I'm planning a 7-day fast in the very near future. So, again, when that is happening, one of the things I became aware of is with the sort of distraction of food, there's a sort of clarity, or there's a period of time for me that gave me incredible clarity. So these are the things that I find are really helpful. And also keeping that mindset of knowing that you're doing well. Know that you're doing well, even regardless of, there's times when physically I don't feel great, but I know I'm doing well, and I keep that at the forefront of my mind. I thank you very much for watching these videos. If you've watched it to this stage, thank you very much. And the people who have subscribed, bless you, I really appreciate it. Please share this video with anybody that you know that might benefit from it. Anybody, I have been talking to people recently who have had terminal diagnosis, and it's, I do realise just how difficult that can be, not only for the person, but for the family as well. It can be really, really difficult. But for now, I'll end this video. I'll thank you again, and I hope to catch you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.